Welcome back. Coming to you live from Spain. I have been living in Madrid for 2 weeks now. I'm also currently sitting in my au pair room in my pyjamas, no bra on, so I feel quite vulnerable. You know what? I'm going to put a bra on because it's all I can think about, and I'm like holding my boobs right now, feeling mega uncomfortable. Give me a little second. Okay, that is much better. The girls can sit comfortably without me having to hold them up and hide my nipples on YouTube. Anyway, as I was saying, I've been here for 2 weeks now, and honestly, I feel like without sounding dramatic, I feel like I've been here for months. Like, I feel like I have been here for so long now, and I can't believe it's only been 2 weeks. I feel like I've really slipped in here and just, honestly, fitted right in. I love Madrid. I love Spain. It's so much cheaper than the UK. The sun shines most of the time. To be fair, there was 2 days there where it was chucking it down, and I felt like, did I actually fucking leave Scotland for this? But most of the time the sun shines. The people are happy. It is good vibes, and I'm saying that knowing full well that the weather's really bad back at home. And no, I don't feel sorry for any of you because that's just Scotland, so you can't do anything about it. I basically am an au pair. This is such boring chat, but basically I'm an au pair. I look after, see, when I say look after, I do the bare minimum. Not like, as in, because I don't like, I'm not arsed, because that is not the case. It's because she already has a nanny. This little girl already has a nanny. And I'm just living with them and speaking English around the house. And I just need to be there for when she gets home from school. And they finish school, like, to be fair, it depends. I feel like European, like France, Spain, Italy, Portugal, etc., they all finish school a lot later than in the UK. Like, they finish school at like 5:30, 6 here, whereas we all finish at like 3:30. And I just need to be at home at that time to speak to her for like 2 hours in English and like play with her for a bit until she goes to bed at like 8:30, 9. Talk about cushy setup. Like, how unbelievably class is that? So yeah, and I live in their house. They feed me. It's a good time, and they've got a dog. And honestly, I'm not a fan of little white ratty dogs, but this dog, I actually really like its company. Like, it's a very cute little white rat dog. This is one thing about this family though, is they eat so unbelievably healthy and they don't have any sort of snacks. None. Like, no chocolate, no biscuits, no crisps, like anything. Which was is a good thing because it's motivating me to stay healthy. But yeah, so I've moved. I'm feeling very sleepy. I went out last night, but I didn't really, like, I had 2 drinks and then I came home because I'm just not a going out person. Like, I really, really want to be. Like, I really wish I was this, like, Alex Earl party girl, but I'm really not. Like, it just makes me fucking anxious and I get really easily overwhelmed. Like, I quite see, I think also it doesn't help when it's winter. Like, I can't think of anything worse than, like, leaving the house after, like, at 9. Like, in winter, like, like, dinner, yeah, sounds nice, but going out, like, it's cold and it's dark, like, and it's usually shit weather. Like, I'm not in the mood for that. And I know it's different in Spain, but it's still kind of cold here at night, and it still gets dark. So maybe in summer I'll be like, woo, but for now, no, I'm like, I just get so easily overwhelmed. But I do quite like sitting out on the terrace. I like a nice bar where I can, like, sit, maybe boogie a little bit, but just like clubs and stuff, I just get so anxious in them. Honestly, I think it's an aftermath from COVID. I think everyone's got a lot more anxious after COVID about going out and clubbing, etc. But yeah, I'm just a bit of a busy with it all, to be honest. And here in Madrid, I think, or in Spain in general, their clubs don't open until like 2 a.m. Like, everything's so much later. Everyone's having dinner at like 10, and then they go to bars after they've had dinner, and then at 2 o'clock that's when they go to clubs, and the clubs are open until like maybe 6 or 7 in the morning. So different to the UK. So different to the UK. So obviously that's a big, like, shit. Honestly, I think I only made it out until 12. Like I said, I'm not a party person. I wish I was. I used to be. I used to love a wee boogie. And I still do. I like to dance, but I don't know. I think, again, it's a COVID thing. But I only made it out till 12, and I came home and I read my book and I went to bed. Speaking of my book, I've mentioned this in, like, the past 3 episodes that I've done that I'm really into like smutty little books at the minute. I've always been a reader, but I've never really gone into the smut fantasy sort of area. Like I've always been into like pretty much anything else. But yeah, I've never really thought about like, because see, when I think of fantasy, I think of like Lord of the Rings and like The Hobbit, and that's something that's never really appealed to me. So I like just thought that was fantasy, and like perhaps Harry Potter, but yeah, Lord of the Rings and all that. But I didn't realise that there was this whole other genre, like Lord of the Rings, but like make it a fucking orgy. Do you know what I mean? So I didn't realise that was a thing, and then I got into this series that everyone's read, A Court of Thorn and Roses. Fantastic, amazing series. If you've not watched it, watch it. If you've not read it, read it. It is worth every bit of your money. It is so good, and it opened up the doors to Lord of the Rings orgies for me. I sound like a freak, that a girl that can't go out, so she just comes home and reads smutty books. No, that is not the case at all. But sorry, I'm going on a rant. That's not the case. The whole point of me saying this is that I've started this book, and it is the most fucked up book I've ever read. Like, really fucked up. And I've read a lot of like crime books, a lot of Stephen King, but I really like that sort of stuff. But this is like so fucked up. Like, the person that's written this, I'm like, are you well? But I can't stop reading it. It's called Credence, or Credence, however you want to call it, and it's about it's basically about this girl. It sounds really, really problematic. It is problematic, but I'm still reading it, right? Just so I can say I've read it and I've finished it. It's called Credence, and it's about this young girl whose famous parents die. It sounds like a fucking fanfic. It probably is a fanfic. But this girl whose famous parents die, and they never gave a shit about her, and she's only 17. So in the will that they left, they were like, you have to go live with her dad's stepbrother, who she's never met before. This is like her step uncle, and she's to go live with her step cousins as well, in this chalet up in the mountains where they get snowed in every year for like from like November till April and all this stuff. And I'm like, right, and someone recommended me the book, and I was like, okay, and she was like, it's really, really fucked up. But I wasn't anticipating how fucked up it was going to be. She ends up shagging them all, her step uncle and her step cousins. She just shags them all. But she turns 18 first. They were like, we can't do anything with you until you're 18. Like, what? Yeah. Basically, that is what I'm reading right now. This is the update of my life. I've moved to Madrid. I'm an au pair, and I'm reading a really slutty book about a girl that shags her step cousins and step uncle. Yeah, that is literally it. So if you're interested, I would give it a read. I'm probably not pitching it very well to you. It is just, the whole time I just spend like reading it like, what the fuck, and I've just got like my mouth open like, what? But I'm so far in there that I just have to finish it. So here we are on a Saturday nights in Madrid with its amazing nightlife, but I'm in my bed at 12 o'clock. So yeah, that's pretty much like the update of my life. That is all I've been doing. But one thing I will say is that moving abroad is extremely lonely. Like, it is very lonely, and I don't think it's for everyone, because you do leave, like, I mean, Spain really is not, it's not far from the UK. Like, it's not like I've moved to the other side of the world, but like, obviously you're experiencing a different culture. I'm lucky that I know at least one person here already. Like, one of my pals lives here, but it is still lonely, and you're living with strangers. When you're an au pair, you live with strangers, and you're trying to, like, you know, kind of start from scratch and make new friends and immerse yourself in Spanish culture. And obviously, again, it's not like a complete like culture shock, like I've been here before and stuff, but it is still very lonely. And I do, like, over the past 2 weeks, like, I have had fun, but I do feel like, oh, I really miss my mum, I really miss my brother, I really miss my dog, I really miss my friends. Even though all my friends have fucked off anyway, I just, yeah, and like even stuff like I miss my bed. I just like miss my house and like everything like that. Like it is lonely, and I shouldn't complain because I'm extremely, extremely privileged, but yeah, it's not easy. I'm excited about it. I think I just need to get used to it. And I'm only here for like 4 months. I'm acting so dramatic right now. I literally come back in May. And then I go to Japan. And then I'm going to France. I'm going to work in France in my village. Honestly, I've got so many plans. I just don't want to be in Scotland. I'm really sorry to everyone in Scotland. I'm just cannot be there anymore. So now here I am. And I still don't know what I'm doing. I still have no idea what I'm doing. I still have no clue what I want to do. I'd love to be a podcaster, but like, who does that actually really work out for? You know? Who does that really work out for? Very, very few people. I think my biggest thing about moving here was like getting out of Scotland and maybe like trying to find myself a bit more, because I was feeling so unbelievably lost, and I just like hated how I looked, just didn't like myself as a person. So it's kind of a journey of me trying to get my mojo back at the minute, I would say. But yeah, I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do. I honestly, the more I'm talking about this, the more I'm realising that I'm extremely lost, and I really need to book an appointment with my therapist, because I'm like, I actually don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Well, one thing I do know what I'm doing is I'm learning Spanish, because I go to Spanish school Monday to Friday, 9 until 1 in the afternoon, and honestly I love it, but I need to start studying more. But yeah, I just don't really know what I'm doing. My main thing was that I wanted to get out of Scotland and I wanted to learn Spanish, so I'm here now. Yeah, and I think I had a little moment last night where when I was out and I was like, I just really miss my mum and my brother and my dog and my dad, to be honest. I've been thinking about him quite a lot. So yeah, there's a lot of mix of emotions. I feel like I'm proper offloading. This is a rather depressing episode, but you know what? This is the realities of moving abroad and leaving everything that you know. It's not all glam. Like, my Instagram makes me look like I mean, I'm having a really good time, don't get me wrong, but my Instagram is very much like, look at me, I'm in Spain, I've moved abroad, fuck all of you. And that is the case. I still stand by that, but I also, like, sometimes cry. Not sometimes, quite a lot. I have a little cry and I'm like, oh my god, it's been 2 weeks and I'm literally sitting here crying because I miss my family. You know, it comes in waves, and I think there's such a element of, like, it feels so glam to be like, I live abroad, I've moved abroad. But the loneliness and the changing culture is difficult. It's difficult. So it's not as glam as it seems, and I think it's important to talk about the realities of it. So if you do want to move abroad, just know that, like, it comes with its difficulties. It's not going to solve all your problems, 100%. It's not going to solve your problems, and I think that is a huge misconception. And I think it's so easy to be like, well, when I leave, everything will be better because I'll feel happier, it'll be sunnier, like, I'm going to eat healthier, blah 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 blah. Like, you're just changing places. Like, you're not changing the situation, you're just changing where the situation is. Like, it's so much bigger than that. And I think, in a way, I kind of had that idea in my head. And again, even though I've only been here for 2 weeks, actually, has it been 2 weeks? I'm gonna check, because I feel like it's been longer than that. No, it has genuinely been 2 weeks. What the fuck? Well, it feels like I've been here for months. And I feel like I've expected something to, like, drastically change. And to be fair, the sun has helped me a lot. I do feel a lot happier going outside, and, like, I want to be outside a lot more than I did in Scotland. But, like, I'm grieving my dad. I still feel anxious, and I still feel quite sad, to be honest. So, like, as much as it's a really great change of scenery and, like, kind of feels like a bit of, like, a fresh start and, like, some time to, like, rebuild myself and boost my energy, I think I really had it in my head. It was like, the grass is green on the other side. Like, I'm going to move there and immediately become a completely different person and become fluent in Spanish and have all these incredible Spanish friends and, like, make loads of money. I don't know where I got the making loads of money from, because I'm not making any money here. Like, I get paid 50 quid a week and I don't work. It would be so nice if someone would give me money through podcasting. That would be great. Or perhaps honestly, I've seriously thought about selling pictures of my feet, but I don't think there's big money in that industry. I think there's really not. I did it once, I got 100 quid, and then the guy blocked me. Maybe he felt ashamed. But yeah, I don't think that there is big money in that. And if there is, please let me know, because I will send you a picture of my freshly pedicured. I got my pedicure done yesterday because I felt like it. It was my second I've ever had in my life, and it was brilliant. And I sat in a massage chair at the same time. It was fucking great, and the women were lovely. And I went with one of my new friends from school. That makes me sound like a very young person, from my Spanish school. And we sat there and we chatted away, and it was great. And if you're on YouTube, I'll show you. Actually, no free feet content. I'm gonna link my PayPal. You can send me 50 quid, and then I'll show my toes. Back to what I was saying, going from selling pictures to my feet. Yeah, it is like the reality of moving abroad is your problems follow you. Like, they're not gonna just go away. Like, it doesn't work like that. As much as that would be very, very nice to just leave all your issues back at home, they do follow you. So it's like, and also I think moving abroad makes you need to face them a lot more, because you're not in the comfort of being at home. Like, you kind of just come out here and like deal with it, you know, like but you're able to like deal with it elsewhere. That doesn't, if that makes any sense. I think in a way it's going to help me, because I'm not in Scotland, and I'm not feeling even more overwhelmed about being in Scotland and like seeing people that I know and blah 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 blah. Like, I'm here and I can kind of live more freely and go outside and not feel so anxious about going outside, and also deal with the problems by myself. It kind of forces you to deal with it, and it forces you to be independent by moving away and like alone, you know. And hopefully I make some more Spanish friends, because my Spanish is shit. Like, again, I've been here for 2 weeks. I keep saying that, but I don't know, I would expect myself to be like blah, 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 blah. No, I'm struggling. Class is fun. I love my teacher. My classmates are so great, but bloody hell, it's hard learning another language. And I'm lucky enough that I already speak French, but I keep wanting to speak in French, and it's fucking up my brain. But it's important to learn another language. I think it's important when you move to a new country that you should make the effort to learn the language as well. So I'm very excited to be able to speak it and maybe come back fluent. Like, that would be the absolute dream. But yeah, I've just pulled on some dead skin on my foot, and it's definitely going to be seen by people on YouTube. Sorry, I'll sell you that for 10 quid. So yeah, my main priorities right now are to get back into sport, because I actually fucking despise the way I look. I'm straight up, I'm actually going to do a whole new episode on like body image and like just how you look at yourself, because it's so bad. Because if I spoke to my friend the way that I speak to myself, like, they would punch me in the face. Like, I'm so horrible to myself, but I actually fucking hate the way I look. Like, and I think that's the case for a lot of people. I think a lot of people feel like that. And again, I think that's another thing that I just expected to like genuinely disappear as soon as I came to Spain, but absolutely not. Of course it's going to follow me here. But yeah, I'm just like so unhappy in my body. I look at myself and I'm like, don't like the way I look. Like, I like my face, but my body, I'm just like, oh, so unhappy with it. And I'll have moments where I'll look at it if I've not eaten like all day, which is so ridiculous, and I'll go, oh, actually it's okay. And it's like, girl, you need to eat, like, stop. And there's still this like very toxic thing that I think I carry from when I was younger, and I was bulimic when I was like 17 to like 19. Like, it was very, like, it was weird. It was like on and off. It was only in summer that I would make myself sick, and if summer was like always, I mean, I think it's the biggest trigger for a lot of people, was like showing a lot more skin because it's very warm outside. But yeah, like, I suffered from that, and it's just the restrictive eating, everything. And I just look at myself and I'm like, why do I not look the way I did when I was like 19? And I was looking at my Instagram the other day and I'm like, girl, you are 23 now. Like, your body's not going to stay the same. You're literally growing as a fucking person. Like, you don't stay the same. It doesn't work like that. But again, there's still this side of me that's like, this is disgusting. Ew, can't look at myself, blah, blah, blah. And again, I know a lot of people suffer from that. So, trust me, you're not alone. Like, I fucking hate the way I look. I do. And it's just the way it is. And it's something I really need to work on. And I feel like it's gotten a lot worse recently. And I do sometimes turn to food for comfort. A lot, and my body weight fluctuates quite a lot too. It's weird. Sometimes I'll go through stages of not being that hungry, not eating very much, and stages of like needing to constantly be eating to make myself feel better. It's a vicious cycle. It is a vicious cycle. I'm just realising this is such a... I'm very sorry for this quite depressing episode, but I thought I'd update you and just say that I'm here. I'm not having a horrible time, obviously. I love it. It's such a cool city. Like, Madrid is so fucking cool. It's such a cool city, and I think not enough people... I shouldn't be saying not enough people know about it, because everyone knows about Madrid, but I just think that it doesn't really get as much credit as it deserves, because it's such a fun city and it's so gorge, and the food is really good and the people are really sound. So yeah, I am enjoying it. I'm just, honestly, I think I'm just unhappy in myself. I'm just unhappy myself, and it's something I need to work on, and I seriously need to speak to my therapist again, because I've not spoken to her since I've arrived. So yeah, it's just one of those days, one of those mornings. It's a Sunday morning, 11:15, and I'm just feeling like, I'm really not happy with myself. I feel very sad with myself right now. I also had a really horrible dream about my dad. Like, if anyone's lost a parent, especially maybe a parent that's had like a terminal illness, I had the most horrific dream about my dad with his cancer, like when he was about to die. Why did I feel like I'm gonna cry? And it was him like extremely weak and vulnerable and like couldn't get out of bed, and he was like asking me for help. It was fucking horrendous, and that wasn't last night, that was the night before. So yesterday I just felt a bit shit, and then I went out to a bar, and I was like, I don't want to be here, like I just want to cry. So yeah, right now I'm just trying to plod on, and you know what, I feel different. I bet you in like 2 days time I'll feel fine again. Honestly, grief comes in waves, and the way you're feeling doesn't last forever, because I literally know that I'll feel better in 2 days. But I thought, I'm not gonna like stick on a face for the podcast and be like, I feel fucking amazing, because I don't feel amazing right now. But I did take some really fit Instagram photos yesterday, and I will be posting them today, and honestly I'm really happy with them. And it's the first time that I've looked at myself and my boobs. Like, I talked about that in my last episode when I was doing like my packing video, that I fucking hate my boobs because they're so big. But in these pics I'm like, slay. Honestly, taking pics of yourself makes you feel better about yourself. Not necessarily the whole social media thing, that's low-key toxic, but I just like posting anyway. I don't tend to try not to think about it too much. But see, when you get a good photo of yourself, you're like, this is good. I think it's important to take more pictures of yourself and be like, wow, okay, so like, I'm not a hideous piece of shit. It helps a lot. So I'm posting those later, and that did make me feel good yesterday. And I was enjoying the sun with my new friend from school. So yeah, there are some good points, but I'm also just feeling really, don't know, a bit blue. And I do really miss my family, and I really miss my dog. And my aunt and uncle's dog, their puppy just died 2 days ago, and she was also a boxer, and I only saw her like maybe a couple days before I left for Madrid, and that made me feel even more shit as well, because I thought about my dog dying, and then I cried, and then I had that horrible dream about my dad. Yeah, so there you go. Talk about a depressing episode. I do apologise. I hope everyone else is doing well. This is a really short one too, but updates. It's all about honesty about living abroad and life. Maybe I'll watch this back and go, this makes no fucking sense, and why are you talking? Just shut up. If not, I hope you enjoyed the episodes. Yeah, I've not really got anything else to report on yet, and also I've got more ideas for other episodes I want to do, so this was a really quick update of me moving abroad. Yeah, I've got a lot more stuff that I want to talk about, like body image, and also I'm planning on doing a whole series called Getting Your Mojo Back, and I talked about it a bit on a TikTok video I did. If you want to go follow my TikTok, I'll link it on the screen, and in the link below. But I talked a bit about how I really felt like I lost my mojo back in like 2021, 2022, and that is what's caused me to be like, I fucking hate my body and I hate the way I look, and just losing my sparkle. I used to be a little firecracker, and I know she's still in there. I see pics of her now and then, like when I take photos. So yeah, I'm gonna do a whole series on that, because I feel like it's so nice to see other people, not, I was going to say, so nice to see other people struggling. That's not, I don't know why those words are going to come out of my mouth, but no, I meant more, it's really nice to see people on their journey, and like people admit that they're not feeling good, and like they don't feel the best in their body, because it's so comforting to be like, oh, okay, so not everyone feels like hot shit 24/7, especially with like social media and stuff, and it's just nice to follow along on a journey, and like if you want to go on that journey too, it's nice to have someone doing it with you, you know. So yeah, I'm gonna do that, and I've got a lot more ideas. I honestly, that's what one thing I will say about moving here is I feel so much more creative, it's great. But yeah, we're getting there, one step at a time. So yeah, there's my update on my life. Next week it'll be a lot more happy, bright episode, but for now it's just this. But I hope you're all well. I hope the weather in Scotland is absolutely horrendous, cold, dark and ugly, while I'm living it up in sunny Spain. But yeah, thanks for watching as always. Oh my god, this is my first episode. No, it's not. I was about to say it's my first episode of 2024, but it's absolutely not. I posted an episode 2 weeks ago. Anyway, adios and hasta luego, and see you soon.